Excuse me, I'm late for an appointment.
I didn't think the pubs were open yet.
I have a haircut, if you must know. That's when someone takes scissors and cuts your hair, in case you forgot.
God, you're insufferable.
And you're bald. Middleton.
That's so funny. You look a bit like her too. But I'm not a royalist. They're so useless.
Yeah, kind of like real estate agents. Show me the house I've already seen online. Oh, wow. It's smaller than I thought. I'll let you know.
Of course, Miss Middleton.
Middleton. It's two completely different names. Did you hear Camilla threw up all over the Queen?
Yes, it's the first thing that's come out of her mouth in years.
William, I didn't have a hair appointment this morning. I actually...
It's fine.
No, I meant I didn't go...
I said it's fine. I don't care. I'm tired, Kate. Great. I feel a shit brewing.
It's Ms. Middleton. I'll take the house. Middleton.
For now 10 years, every day for 10 years, I've been bullied and attacked. And I was the most trolled person in the entire world. Man or woman. And I'm still here. And so when I think of all of you and what you're experiencing, I think so much of that is having to realize that, that industry, that billion-dollar industry that is completely anchored and predicated on cruelty to get clicks, that's not going to change. So you have to be stronger than that. And a friend of mine gave me a little bag that had a quote on it that I put on. And I look at it every single day. And I would share it with you because sometimes I can imagine as you talk about depression or anxiety or a willingness or lack of appetite to even want to get out of bed or keep going, that this is the quote that it says. And I think it's important that you remember it, as I try to as well. My wish for you is that you continue to be who and how you are, to astonish a mean world with your acts of kindness, and to allow humor to lighten the burden of your tender heart. And that's my wish for all of you as well. And you can do it together. And I'm not going to say it's easy. I will personally tell you it is not easy, but you can do it. And my wish for all of you is to just continue.
Let's give it a quick drop and split the orange clean in half.
What I learned about myself is no matter what my name is or what people call me, I'm still the same person. So that didn't change who I am. And maybe that's probably the biggest distinguishing factor. When I got married, I changed my name. Yeah. Sussex for us works as our family name. And it's the name that we share with our children. And, but yes, since we've been married, that's what I've been called. Do you like this?
Yeah, I do. The Meghan Effect. I don't know if you've heard about this one.
I've heard about that one.
This concept that you can transform a small business by wearing or using their products. How do you make decisions about what to wear or what to feature knowing that you can have that level of impact?
It's hugely flattering, and it's also, I take it seriously. Up until then, there was always speculation on what I might be wearing, and then you'd find different media outlets would put it up with their affiliate sales, and they might sell out on a shirt, but it wasn't the shirt of that female founder that I was choosing to support. And that was really interesting for me because a lot of my choices, especially when I wasn't using my voice as often, my fashion choices were decisive, and they were really designed to uplift a lot of smaller brands that people might not know about, especially female-founded brands and designers. And so from my standpoint, even having Shop My on Instagram has been an interesting exploration because I'm able to say, these are the actual brands and people can find what they're looking for if they wanted to emulate the style. I'm open to the possibilities of what can happen, certainly in the expansion of As Ever. I would not put beauty or fashion out of the mix. I think those are things that people associate with me and it's categories that I really love. I just wanted to start with something that felt a little bit closer to home.
Do you and Harry do deals together? Any deals?
Yes, absolutely.
What's the sort of working together strategy?
What do we both believe in? What do we think is really going to move the needle? My husband served 10 years in the military. He's obviously very minded about how we show up and do good, how we can be of service, and he looks at it through different lenses as well. So kind of concentric circles. Man, aren't you a little bit scared for my AI? We have to just a little. When you work really hard, you value what you've earned. So I think that translates into how I invest. It translates into how I spend, what I teach my children. And I think it's incredibly important for young women, especially, to have a sense of why it matters for her to earn her own money and to be able to be financially independent. That's not about anything other than being self-reliant. And the more that you're able to take care of yourself, especially as a woman, then you're making practical choices in your life that are not hindered by a need being met by someone external. Taking care of yourself is so key, and it's the most empowering thing in the world. Being a parent matters so much to my husband. Being a parent matters so much to me. And so there's no version of that where, in spite of all of the privilege that our children have access to and the life that they have and the opportunities that they'll be given and that they'll work for, I think from our standpoint, it all comes back to values. What do we want to raise? Yes. Great human beings, kind people, present and aware citizens, people who want to help the world and make things better. And where does that start? That starts in your kitchen, in your home, being a part of. That starts with taking your plate to the sink and contributing and not expecting that things will just be taken care of for you or handed to you. But at the same time, I think my children know that I will tell them the truth. And also, I would caveat that by saying the truth based on what they can carry in that moment. But also our children get to see the example of who we are as human beings every single day. Yeah. So I know that will be informed by whatever they end up reading. But equally, they have the same great community that we do.
Let's give it a quick drop and split the orange clean in half.
Looked fantastic. The fact that she chose to walk down the aisle by herself, I also thought spoke for an independent woman. And I think the picture of the Duchess in Sussex mother at the chapel at the wedding was so inspiring to so many women, men all over the world.
My name is Meghan Markle, and I'm here because I think it's a really important campaign to be a part of. For me, I think it hits a really personal note. I'm biracial. Most people can't tell what I'm mixed with, and so much of my life has felt like being a fly on the wall. And so some of the slurs that I've heard, or the really offensive jokes, or the names, it's just hit me in a really strong way. And then, a couple years ago, I heard someone call my mom the N-word. So I think for me, beyond being personally affected by racism, just to see the landscape of what our country is like right now, certainly the world, and to want things to be better. Quite honestly, your race is part of what defines you. I think what shifts things is that the world really treats you based on how you look. Certain people don't look at me and see me as a black woman or a biracial woman. They treat me differently, I think, than they would if they knew what I was mixed with. And I think that is, I don't know, it can be a struggle as much as it can be a good thing depending on the people that you're dealing with. Leaving LA, it was sort of like leaving this bubble where I was used to everything and had been exposed to everything except for a closed-mindedness that I experienced when I traveled outside of where I was from. And I think that in doing that, it just really opened my eyes to a mentality that still exists that I thought was backdated to the days of when my grandfather moved our family from Cleveland to LA, and they drove across the country and to stop and get food, whatever kind of place they were going to, and they had to go around to the back to get food for the family. I thought that was really isolated to those days that we were past, and sadly they're not. I am really proud of my heritage on both sides. I'm really proud of where I've come from and where I'm going. But yeah, I hope that by the time I have children, that people are even more open-minded to how things are changing, and that having a mixed world is what it's all about. I mean, certainly
Let's give it a quick drop and split the orange clean in half.